Hello internet! Today we got more Cyrene. Something about this pose, she just looks really smug. Now we already know Cyrene buffs like 14 different things, like it's just a lot. Every single one of them are great effects, but you know, like the main idea with them is that they are going to be good, but they're not going to be like insanely strong where you have to force yourself to pull her, which I suppose is good versatility for like a lot of the version 3 characters. But interestingly enough, Cyrene will probably help even the HERTA, man. While the HERTA is not one of the Chrysos heirs, but with Anaxa being buffed as the Chrysos heir, through the effect of buffing Anaxa, right, you can actually get an erudition path character 60% attack buff and skill damage for 40% as well. So if this is catered towards helping Anaxa and pairing this with the HERTA as well, like, you know, you can see the design idea. They're really trying to help every single team in the version. Yeah, today we'll give it a check. If you're the HERTA and Anaxa main, is Cyrene worth it for you? Before we start, everything's here for the creator experience server. And yeah, these are the sets. It's the same things. We still have the 200 speed minimum that, in my opinion, is just help out a lot, and we'll go ahead and try this out. I will say there is going to be an issue with this team. So you do have Hyacinth, Cyrene, and Anaxa with the HERTA, but with the HERTA, she is in the Chrysos heir, so it does not help Cyrene gain ult charges at the start of the game. So it will actually be quite a challenge to get Cyrene's ult to be ready. I don't even think it's possible because you're lacking one Chrysos heir, but we'll try it out. Yep, right here, you need to have Remembrance Path characters or Chrysos heirs in order to get extra charges, but we only have 2 excluding Cyrene, so we only get 3 ult charges here. That is a pain in the butt, but something about this team though, they just have an aura to them. Every single one of them look like they're cosplaying. But yeah, we'll start with the skill. We got the zone up, and yes, 6 stacks so far. We need 24. That is the premier issue with Cyrene, but we do have Hyacinth now. I will say with Cyrene, having Hyacinth is a big difference maker, right? Because Hyacinth herself is going to convert the future stack into the ult charge right there, and if I get my ult, I summon Lil Ika. Lil Ika converts a lot of the future stack into friggin' ult charges, so yep, that's 8 already. And every time we take a turn with Lil Ika, will gain 1 charge. That is why Hyacinth is really good with Cyrene. It's because Lil Ika attacks a lot, right? But here we do have Anaxa. One issue with this team is also like just the amount of skill point usage, right? Well, we do have Anaxa here that can't really go for E. I have to go for the basic. Gain some skill point a bit, which hey, in the end with this team, you are supposed to make mainly have the HERTA do the most damage, so that's fair. Every single one of them are blue. Jesus. And I mean, something about this enemy model is quite attractive. Here we got the HERTA. Let's just go and use an E here. It's not going to do too much damage until I get my ultimate. Here we got Cyrene, and yeah, that's my last skill point. It's 13 ult charges because I'm 200 speed. I do get 1 extra turn later, but I don't think it's enough for me to get to 24 at all because we're just lacking that final Chrysos heir in this team. We will be attempting the Anaxa with another Chrysos heir idea later, but for this team though, you know, like it makes sense. The buff from Cyrene for Anaxa will make sense for you to put a HERTA in here, right? But anyways, here we got the ultimate already. We don't even have Cyrene's ult yet, although I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get her ult ready. So at least at this juncture, right? We might need to have like spend 1 cycle. But which is an ultimate. We gain 1 skill point. Here we go for the skill damage. This should still be a lot. Yeah, it's a million. Seems about right for Cyrene with the zones effect activated. And now we got a Anaxa. This is pretty tough because we don't have the ult from Cyrene yet, specifically in terms of skill point, right? Because if we read this, oh, to reason, the buff effect for Anaxa, you do regain 1 skill point if you buff Anaxa, and you actually push Anaxa up as well, so it acts like a mini Sunday push, right? You also gain more skill damage instance, which is just awesome. And yeah, not to mention the buff for the HERTA or any erudition character for that matter. All of it's good, but I have to get the ult to happen now, and that is the biggest challenge of all. All right, we do have future on Anaxa here. Nothing much we can do. I can only do a Q here, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna attack again. That's 17 stacks total. I do have another skill that I can use here. That's 20. And yeah, we are literally missing the final Chrysos heir. Notice that, right? If I got another Chrysos heir, I will start with 6 ult charge. That would mean 23 right now with Hyacinth taking a turn. I would have just enough to get the ult from Cyrene and activate everyone's ult. We cleared this wave like that. What an annoying mechanic, dude. Oh gosh. I'm forced to just use a Q here. That's 21 into 22 because of Lil Ika. Hopefully we can get, you know, more future stacks in. I think we can get it right now. If I want to maximize this, this is what I do, right? First of all, I'm not sure if I can get my ult with just this skill. I don't think so. Oh, what a shame, man. I almost have the skill. Like ideally I wait for my the HERTA to get the ult first, but it's not gonna happen yet. I'm hoping you someone attacked my gosh darn the HERTA. Come on. Well, we're already in the 2nd cycle, so what we do at this juncture is I guess we'll like just attack someone. I don't even need to use my E. I already have enough recollection, so there we go. We finally have the ultimate. What I'm going to do here, just do a simple basic. We're gonna get enough skill points, right? We're gonna maximize everything, get enough skill points. It's already the 2nd cycle, so we don't gotta rush. Here we got an Anaxa. Let's go for an E, and we'll use this ult as well. Here comes the E. We're gonna use our ultimate. This is like where it's very good with Cyrene in my opinion. We go for all of these ultimate, and we are gonna get our ult back anyway later, right? That is why this is worth a lot. So boom, here comes the damage output. I'm pretty sure we could already kill you with this hit, but if in the case that I don't, I'll just Q in Cyrene's ultimate. There we go. Cyrene's ultimate is in. We are finally going to put some buff on gacha and Anaxa. Everyone got their ultimate as well, so I have a lot of options here. What I'm gonna do is this. We're gonna buff Anaxa to start. This will gain Anaxa to turn. Like, notice this, I get a turn right away, and it'll get a lot more damage for the HERTA. So what we'll do here, we'll buff the Anaxa right away. We'll actually use it all on highest, and if I can kill them, like, that would just be awesome too. So let's go ahead and try that. Bang, and damage goes in. I think we do kill them. Yep, we do. So you know what, here we keep another Cyrene ult, and we're gonna actually buff the HERTA. You might have forgotten, man, but if the target's not a crisis air, when you buff them with the ult effect, you can still get damage dealt increase. So since we already buff Anaxa and he hasn't taken a turn yet, we haven't gotten the buff at all. What I will do is I'll just go ahead and buff the HERTA for this next one, right? So boom, here comes damage going in as well. Okay, we got Cyrene's turn again. Let's wait a little bit. I would prefer for them to spawn their mobs, and then we'll go in with all the damage, right? So would you please spawn your mobs, and there we go. So now we can go all in. We're gonna go for the ultimate with Anaxa. Do I gain knowledge already? If I do gain it, that means the HERTA is gonna go insane. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Gosh dang it. The next time Anaxa uses basic or skill, then I gain true knowledge, right? So I have to use a skill or a basic, not just using the ultimate. Oh man, not that big of a deal, I guess. What we're gonna be allowed to do is this. We're gonna go for an E, and we're gonna instantly get our HERTA ult in. It's a little bit of a waste of action though. I guess it's designed to more be like, okay, when Cyrene buffs Anaxa, he instantly takes a turn, does a skill, and then you get your buff. But we cleared the last wave. It's kind of awkward, I would say, but well, it'll work, man. It'll work. 600k though. Now I'm pretty sure we've got everything. We have true knowledge right here under HERTA. Increase attack by a massive 60%. Skill damage as well. Dude, I'm about to nuke for a lot of damage. And we did this ode to all lives. Increase damage dealt by 40. That is from Cyrene buffing someone that's not a Chrysosaur. So ladies and gentlemen, let's check this damage out. We'll queue in the buff as well, and I guess we'll bring up Anaxa up. This is basically like a Sunday push, yeah? And here it is. Cyrene with the HERTA. How much damage are we looking at? And bang, 1.4 million, dude. Followed by another Anaxa hit. Because of the bus effect, we actually do more damage on the skill here too. So yep, that's 194 again. A solid amount so far, solid amount. We'll get a healing in as well, and bang, got him. Cyrene's own attack too. I think we should be able to finish you in time, I want to say. You do get to spawn one more time though. I don't think it's enough actually. We'll get the ultimate in here, and yep, it will be a game of waiting for the HERTA to get the friggin' ultimate again. And in the meantime, we'll wait for Cyrene to get the ult again, and then Anaxa will get another turn, and then we get the true knowledge that way. That will essentially be the gameplay, right? Here we got the HERTA. Let's go and use an E here. We could use an ult if I want to, but I think this is what we'll do. Start with a Q here, get a little Ika push, and here with Cyrene, I'm taking the turn using a Q first and then ulting, because I'll just gain an extra turn when I do ult, right? We'll give it to Anaxa to gain an extra turn again. We'll take a turn with Anaxa to get the true knowledge buff to happen, and that's after using my ultimate as well. Great, it's 1% HP. That's so bad. I just used my ult on this boss, and they're gonna go to the next phase, and they're gonna go cleanse off all the weakness now. Oh man, you're gonna wake up here, man. You're gonna spawn your shenanigan, I guess. I guess that's what I set everything up for my ult here. So the HERTA comes in. We're still in this very cycle. We have true knowledge. We have every buff possible, along with Cyrene's buff too. This has to do a good amount, right? Come on. And bam, 1.3 million. It looks solid enough. Do remember, this is the HERTA. Not exactly like Castrus, you know, so not exactly fine as well. Here we got the highest end. We really need more skill point with this, but it gets a lot better, right, in terms of skill point usage, because Cyrene needs to use 0 skill point after, you know, getting the first ult in. Here we got Anaxa again. I'm gonna go for, I don't know if I want to go for a skill or not. I think so. Actually, no, let's just go for a basic for this time. Go for a basic right there. We'll plant one weakness, get our freaking skill in here. We're gonna use our ult right away, get the freaking turn with Anaxa. Just get me the turn as well as Cyrene. Maybe I'm a bit overzealous with this. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. And now we use our skill. This should be able to activate my extra proc of skill. Oh, it didn't? I thought it would. What the crud? I thought I have enough weakness. Isn't that all the weakness in the game? Where did my second proc go, yo? Well, too late for that. Now you're gonna spawn your mobs again. Can I kill it in this one fell swoop? That is the question. We're gonna use an E here. I'm pretty sure with low eco, we're gonna get the ultimate with the HERTA. Not an issue. We have true knowledge with Anaxa because we did buff him already. So here comes the Q, and we're gonna go all in on this one ultimate, man. The HERTA is all on you. We have everything we need. Every buff possible as well. All you gotta do now, get the ult in, kill a couple mobs, and then murder the boss. That's all I ask. 670k, which is solid, and here comes the big damage. Hear me out. 16%, 4%, some explosions, please. Are you kidding me? He just lived on 3%. That's so annoying. All right, 27 cycles. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what Cyrene would do with the HERTA Anaxa. But that will not just be the showcase for today, right? We're gonna cover everything with Anaxa for today. One of the ways is the HERTA Anaxa. You can still pull this off, but realistically, I will say, if you have a Tribbie that's E1, you're gonna perform similarly, if not better, because of dance, allowing you some like extra actions. Plus, like in the first cycle, that's like the big issue. It's just not possible for Cyrene to get the ult, at least with this setup. But there is another way. Ladies and gentlemen, the best Anaxa team, in my opinion. Now with this team, you have more than enough Chrysosairs, right? You got the final Cyrene, which is what you basically needed for your first turn to get your ultimate in. I'm pretty sure with this setup, since Anaxa is just no longer like a supporter, he should be able to like pull off enough damage to maybe 2 cycles, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like let's just get things going now. And again, the gameplay with Cyrene, it's just a lot of math at the start of the game. This team should have an easier time with skill points as well, considering Cyrene is in there. But yeah, it will still be the same though. We gotta wait until we get enough ult charges for Cyrene. It's the biggest issue with her. If it is soft though, it's just so nice. I have to get an E in. We'll get our ult as well. Thanks to the signature, we're gonna get a skill point back. So man, that's 1 skill point, but I can't really use it at all. We gotta use our skill points on Cyrene, but that's how the game goes. So we'll just use a basic for now. That's 1 charge turn into future. I mean, 1 future turn into the ult charge Cyrene rather. Now we get sublimation. We get the ultimate in. 170k done. We have Peerage now. Ideally, I get my ultimate first on Cyrene, and then we act with the Peerage and everything. But I don't know if that's doable, man. Let's go for this. 18 into 19. That's the little Ika. Here we got Ceredra. Do I have enough skill points? Yes and no. No, I don't have enough skill points, actually. I have to use a Q here, and then that's the 20th stack. And because you're at 200 speed, you're gonna get the final turn here with Cyrene. That's why it's really important for the 200 speed to happen, yeah? So that should be enough for me to get my ultimate, not an issue. But sadly, I did use my Peerage buff right here. It's the hardest hit that I'm gonna get. 4 in a row, right? And yeah, all of them are not really fully buffed up, and including this ultimate as well. Not exactly perfect, but we're gonna get our ult back like literally instantly anyway. So the question is, can I finish them in this 1 cycle? I don't think so. We're missing some damage output here, I think. We'll get a skill, and that is my 24th stack. Here's Hyacinth. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and use an E. I think that gets me my ultimate. I'm just gonna go for it, but I don't want to like make any mishaps. So here comes a little Ika as well. We're gonna use our ult. That's another little Ika stack, and finally we're gonna go ahead and get Cyrene's ult in. That's 27 maxed out recollection points. Now we get your freaking animation in. Put the wedding ring on into Cyrene, and now we can buff all the Chrysosairs. We're gonna start with the Anaxa, obviously. Now with Anaxa, you already know how it goes. It pushes Anaxa up, and with Cyrene though, it will provide a 30% crit damage buff, and it'll give you more charge as well after Coup de Main, which is the replication of skill. Overall, it's just good, right? So let's go ahead and get the support in. We're gonna use Hyacinth's ult again because it's the freest damage farm ever. Get the 200k damage in with Cyrene. Cyrene and Hyacinth looks legit like sisters. We'll get the ult in, and finally we can do the rest. We have all our DPS ready. I don't know if we can finish this in 1 attack. It's possible, I guess. Here's the freaking ult from you. 100k as well. All these sub DPS, like all these damage, they really do like you know, accumulate to a lot. Here we go, Anaxa. This is for all the marbles. I don't think you can kill them with this skill. There's no way, right? We get a Peerage buff here. It's a step late. Oh, look at that. If we had the Peerage buff, I don't think there was a way. Maybe I had to use a skill with Cyrene, but then I would have run out of skill though. Actually, maybe the play was to run out of skill with Cyrene, still getting enough from Hyacinth. Yeah, you know what? That is the case, actually. I should have used the skill in Cyrene earlier, skip Cyrene's turn, and still get enough with Hyacinth. I'll get at exactly 24 because I got 27 in the end. Slight misplay from my side, I would say. Slight misplay, but all good though. Now we can start spamming skills. It is like, it's hard to just not use your brain with this team. Yeah, you gotta like math stuff well, but you know, if you get used to it, it's not an issue at all. Now we'll just like spend as much time as we can in the cycle because it is the second one anyway. I think we'll actually go for a Q first. I really don't want to use too many skill points. Yeah, let's just go for a Q, man. What's the worst that can happen? Yep, there we go. We do kill you anyway. We still have our Peerage buff as well, thankfully. We did spend it on this hit though, but we'll get it back in no time thanks to the buff from Cyrene. We get 1 extra charge back. That's why we're at 3 right now. And yeah, let's get some skill point going. We'll wait for you to spawn your mobs, and then we'll attack you hard. That will be the idea here. We got 17 recollection point. After the first ult, she does activate way quicker. And here comes the friggin' everybody. We'll get our ultimate in now. Get our charge in with Cyrene too. So boom, 300k. Look at that high damage, right? We'll push Anaxa. That was a hyper misplay. I should have waited for Anaxa's turn first. Oh my god, dude. I'm not playing well at all. Well, we'll get our ultimate with you though. That should be the Peerage buff yourself in, and we'll be able to push Anaxa in like no time anyway. So get the freaking skill in. Quadruple skill inbound. So bang, that's half a mil per skill, dude. Freaking 30k as well right there. Boom. And instantly we're almost done with this wave. This is the second cycle so far. And yeah, we are actually making good pace. Go for Q here. That should be able to kill you. I think we'll actually go for it instantly. We'll buff Anaxa again. He just took his turn. So now we're gonna like bring it back. Go for another E. So bang, 400k into 400k. Look at the amount of damage, man. Get another skill in on you. That's the 6. We got Peerage again. We just need you to die now. Get some skill points in there. Moves it all as well. I think it should be a 2-cycle clear. I'm pretty sure. Here we got a Q. It's 10% of HP left. Can I kill you with the turbulence? Oh, come on. That's so close. Unfortunate. I think we have to spend Anaxa in the end. We'll actually go for an E here. I'll gain 1 stack for Cyrene. Now we got Anaxa again. I still have my future, I'm pretty sure. So that's the 10th. And yeah, we can go to the next phase now. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to wait for you to spawn your shenanigan. We are out of skill point, but thanks to Cyrene's effect, we are able to gain more by just buffing Anaxa anyway later. And not to mention, Cyrene has the signature Lycom skill point regen as well. So we are good on that end. And now we'll wait. We'll use our all of Anaxa first, get the sublimation in. So make sure all of our skills will be replicated now. Go for a Q, some AoE damage in there. We'll wait for Anaxa to take his turn and then buff him, right? That will be the play. Let's get a skill in with you. That's my 6th. That's the Peerage buff. And we're going to go for everything. Here's the skill. And we're going to Q it right into Cyrene's ult as well. 300k per skill so far. 100k done. And now with the final Anaxa hit hasn't registered yet, but we already got Cyrene to buff. That's kind of interesting, I guess. All right, let's get the buff in. That'll be 1 extra turn right away. We also get 1 extra skill point. It's the 1 skill point we needed for Anaxa to pop off. So I'm banking everything on this hit here. Anaxa, you have to finish it right here and right now, okay? Come on now. Bam. I don't think we're finishing it, man. 21% HP left. Can I do it, dude? Oh, damn, I don't think so. If only I got 1 more Peerage buff there. Like 1 more Peerage buff there, I think I would have had it. Go for a Q here. 11 recollection stat. Imagine if I got 1 more. I'm pretty sure there was no way to get 1 more, though. Now, I do think we could have saved like 1 cycle for this run, but it's just only 1 cycle. Like, it's at the start, right? But in any case, so we'll just finish this off now. I'm pretty sure there's no way that you are still gonna live at the end of this. Why are you low-key living? Yo, that was like 1.6 million damage output, but the boss just didn't take too much. All right, there we go. We're done with that. It took 3 cycles in the end, and yeah, as you can tell, it's the same exact amount of Anaxa with the HERTA. That's just pretty much like the standard time that you're gonna clear unless you're going for a really perfect plays, perfect speed tuning. I think we could have saved 1 cycle for sure at the first cycle. Had I planned my future, turn into ult charge as well with Cyrene. At some point, I said, had I planned my future, if I planned my future, maybe I would have had a job at this point in life. Depression aside, Cyrene, for Anaxa, the effects are pretty good. Like, she can safely replace the need for using a Sunday in this team, which is, I think, one of the best ways to like see Cyrene. If you do pull Cyrene without the E2 and whatnot, you can see her as like a way to just free up a lot of your supports. Like someone like Sunday, a lot of teams needs him. Someone like Tribbie, a lot of teams needs her. Cyrene can just put into a Crisis Air team, and coming into version 4, all of your general buffers like Sunday or say Tribbie could be used with the newer characters. That might be the idea with Cyrene in terms of just getting a cheap one, maybe an easier one. But if you get E2 though, yeah, suddenly she's just insanely better. Look at this. You get 12 recollection to start. Like, that just changes everything. You would save 2 cycles with this actually. But yeah, that was Anaxa with Cyrene. You can use Anaxa as the main DPS. He is like just the underrated DPS that could be used no matter how you want to use it. Supportively or as the main DPS, both could work. And they all kind of just like perform about the same. So final verdict, should you pull Cyrene for just Anaxa, the HERTA, or just Anaxa? I actually think so, considering Sunday is more likely used with your Fighting team or another team, right? So if you're very keen in using Anaxa and the HERTA, you want to lock in a team for them, well, this is the team to go for. Cyrene is going to be a decent slot for that scenario. And while that said, that's all. I'll show you like a couple of stats with the rest of the characters. They're pretty standard stuff with, you know, with endgame builds, I would say. And yeah, they will just work out if you just build them well. But be sure to see all the other teams as well, and take care.